Alright, this video is about adding and subtracting simple fractions. Alright, now this obviously, if you're up to this task, congratulations, you're moving on through your fractions work beautifully. Now, one important thing to remember when adding and subtracting fractions, that the denominator has to always be the same. Okay, you will find it extremely difficult to add or subtract a fraction that has different denominators. Okay, now for the start of this, we're only just going to have the same ones, but as you get better at it, I'll change the denominators around, and then you'll be able to use your factors and multiples knowledge to put them into the same denominator. Okay, but to start with, this is just the basic of adding and subtracting where they're the same denominator. Alright, so we're going to do addition first. So for example, if I had 3/8 of a pizza and Shakur decided to eat 4/8 of a pizza, how much pizza did Shakur and I eat altogether? Alright, now this is what it looks like. Now the most common mistake that people will make is they'll go 3 plus 4 equals 7, 8 plus 8 equals 16. Alright, now the golden rule is, once you have a denominator that is the same, it does not change. It does not, under no circumstances does it change. Alright, so if I had to change these two, they would still be the same denominator, but they would not change. If that was a 10, they'd be tenths. If it was a 9, they'd be ninths. These are eighths, they stay eighths. They do not, I repeat, they do not change. If you are adding in eighths, you stay with eighths. If you are adding in quarters, you stay in quarters. Okay? You do not change that denominator. So, we know that that denominator stays the same. So the thing is, we can just basically go, okay, I don't have to do any thinking here. It just stays 8. Alright? There's nothing to think about. It stays 8. Alright, so it's already there. Then what I need to do is I need to add these two, because they're the two that I'm adding together, because remember, they're the number of pieces there. So there is, I ate 3 pieces, Shakur ate 4. We add those two together, so it's 3 plus 4. That is 7/8. Okay? And then this is what it looks like. So for example, this is what it looks like when I ate 3/8. This is what it looks like when Shakur ate 4/8. And this is what it looks like how much pizza Shakur and I ate in the end. Alright? Because if, for example, I had 16ths there, like I said, that was the major issue that people have, that's not what that looks like. Alright? So remember, must stay the same denominator. Now it's exactly the same for subtraction. Okay? So I've got 3/4 of a pizza. So for example, I had, I had a cake. I had a lovely cake, and there was 3/4 of it left. Alright, and I went, ooh, I'm feeling a bit hungry, I'm going to eat 1/4 of it. How much will be left in the fridge so Emily doesn't yell at me? Alright, so this is what 3/4 look like. This is what 1/4 looks like. So this is how much I'm going to eat. Now remember, this denominator does not change. It started off in quarters, it will end in quarters. Okay? There it is. I've already got it there. I did not have to do any thinking because I just put it there. That's it. It's done. Now I've got to go, okay, so I started off with 3. I ate 1. What am I left with? Alright, you're left with 2. Alright? Once again, that's what it looks like. Alright? So 3/4 take away 1/4 equals 2/4. 3/8 plus 4/8 equals 7/8. Alright? So make sure that if there is one thing that you get out of this, okay, if it's one thing that you remember for the rest of your life, you can only add or subtract fractions that have the same denominator. Alright? If they haven't got the same denominator, you have to create the same denominator. And that's where your factors and multiples knowledge comes in, which we'll look at next week. Okay? Or in your next task. So, number 1 rule to remember, do not change the denominator. If it's an 8, it stays an 8. If it's a 4, it stays a 4. If it's a 5, it stays a 5. Okay? But that is in a nutshell, basic addition of fractions, and hopefully you can complete that task to some awesomeness. Thank you.